Hello, welcome to World Cup Today. I'm Kev Coulson.
And I'm Marcus Foley.
And we're going to reflect on England's incredible victory over Tunisia last night. And have we seen a new England? What do you reckon, Marcus?
Yes, well, we've definitely seen a different England. Played well, we then pegged back. And then you kind of got that maybe like suspicion that they could, fall into old ways. But actually, they were resilient. They stuck to the game plan. Were patient, continued to pass the ball, and then in the last couple of minutes, got a winner.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, I think that's the key word, is resilience and sticking to the game plan. I think in previous World Cups, this is the first time they've won that opening group game since 2006, which is a feat in itself. And the first 20 minutes, they were sensational, weren't they? They should have been 2 or 3 goals up. Just a bit of dodgy finishing, I'd say.
Yeah.
And the game probably would have been over by then. But the fact that they got pegged back by an unfortunate goal, you thought, oh, it's going to happen again. It'll probably be a draw, and then the World Cup's going to peter out. We might squeak through to the group stage and then get knocked out. Sorry, squeak through to the knockout rounds and then get knocked out. But they managed to do it. They stayed patient, and in Harry Kane, they've got a world-class goal scorer.
Yeah, and I mean, to poachers' finishes, he didn't really do a whole heap apart from that, and that's not a criticism in itself. He was playing up. He had Sterling in and around him, but he was on his own for large parts of the game, and he was. Tunisian defence had no issues with being quite physical with him, shall we say?
Yeah.
Kept him quite quiet, but I suppose the sign of a good striker is when you have that much attention, don't really do a whole heap else, but score 2 goals, the winner. Also, it's his first goals at a major tournament after not scoring at Euro 2016. So obviously that kind of gets...
He was taking corners, mate.
Yeah. Which, I mean, is a thing in itself in New England, because he scored from 2 corners.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He was in the right place for these ones.
Yeah.
Wasn't, yeah.
What's going on here?
Okay, we wanted to bring you a slightly new section, given that England won last night. It's on the papers, the back pages of the papers today, and they are, fortunately, right behind us. There's not often you'll get to see back pages like this with England at a major tournament. It's usually doom and gloom. But Marcus, take us through a couple of these. Yeah,
decent start. Top right, happy ending. As Kev has alluded to, it's very rarely a happy ending with England at major tournaments. Also, there's Captain Kane delivers in the same paper, basically, and that's a theme of a lot of the papers today. You have Captain Fantastic, Harry Houdini.
My personal favourite, he came, he scored, he conquered, all very good. And you've also got justice as well, which is Harry Kane saying after the match, he said that England were given justice with that late goal. And I think he's got a point, Marcus, right? Because he was basically wrestled to the ground on 2 or 3 occasions, probably should have had at least 1 penalty, maybe 2, and Tunisia were given a debatable penalty and arguably shouldn't have got back into the game. So I think it was justice. Even the most sort of ardent England fans can be forgiven for saying that, and I think again it's a happy ending for England.
Happy days. Although you wouldn't have the back pages without a little bit of hyperbole. England win the World Cup, brackets, match. Happy days.
There are areas to improve though, wouldn't you say, Marcus?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, areas to improve, but also, rather than areas to improve, there were positive interventions from the bench.
Yeah.
So the starting 11 was probably the correct starting 11. The big, I suppose, question mark was in the left wing back area. Ashley Young is a tough one. He played well, but I suppose with the way England was set up, ideally you wanted a left footer who can get in behind and put those balls in early to Kane. For example, if your fullbacks or your wing backs can get further up the pitch, then that perhaps draws some of the centre halves who are around Kane out and gives a bit more space. So, I mean, there's an argument to start Danny Rose, but perhaps it's a fitness issue at the moment. Also, I think I saw a few people say that Ashley Young's inclusion might have been something to do with set pieces. Only him and Trippier were taking set pieces. So yeah, there's room for improvement, but two great substitutions off the bench in Marcus Rashford and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, particularly Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think that's another reason for being a New England is that Southgate has options. So there's real competition for places now. And I think Rashford was outstanding again. I think he's probably going to be pushing to start against Panama.
Yeah.
I think Sterling, there's a bit of a question mark over Sterling and Dele Alli as well now, because Loftus-Cheek can go past a man, he got involved. Dele Alli was, I would say, fairly absent. He looked to pick up a bit of an injury, but soldiered on, dead leg. So those two guys might also have question marks over them, and this is a good thing. So they've won the match, and yet we're still looking at tinkering a winning team. So again, a New England up.
Yep, so on the subject of a New England, there appears to be a kind of new connection between England, the team, and England, the fans. If anyone on social media last night, you would have seen a collection of a load of videos of England fans going, getting very happy at the end of the game with a last-minute winner.
But let's not talk about it. Just take a look.
This being a World Cup, there's football on pretty much all day, every day. So it's only right that we take a minute to reflect on some of the other action yesterday. Namely, in England's group, Belgium played Panama. They won 3-0, a brace from Lukaku.
And a wonder goal from Mertens, wasn't it?
Yes,
yeah, lovely volley.
So obviously England looked good, Belgium looked better. So it'll be an interesting kind of finish to the group when it comes, as long as England get past Panama, of course. Yeah. Looks like that'll be a fight out for top spot. And then the two of the other games on today from the group that England will likely face. So you've got Colombia against Japan, and then also Senegal against Poland. Seems like quite a well balanced group.
It does indeed.
In terms of it's difficult to mark down a clear favourite. I mean, you'd probably say Colombia will be your favourite. Obviously they've got James, and they've got some other creative players like Quintero. So yeah, they should be two cracking games. But our game of the day today is
Egypt against Russia. So this could be really intriguing. We've got Mo Salah, who is still on his way back from that nasty injury he picked up in the Champions League final. Could he go out of the World Cup at the first available opportunity? It'd be really sad to see him go. And also we want to know about Russia. Are they as good as we think they are? They won 5-0 in their first game, the opening match of the World Cup. Surely they're not that good, but who knows? It'd be good to see them on the second outing against a much better team, you would imagine.
Far more defensively sound team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So look forward to that, and that's at 7 o'clock.